Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ebro in the morning. Laura Styles. We have Rosenberg, and back on the show, friend of the show, Chris Breezy. Chris Breezy.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
Now, Chris,
that was pretty good.
Chris, are you gonna? I need you to admit to the world right now that you knew that I was the original Breezy. When you started calling yourself C Breezy. I need you to admit that to the world right now.
Well, it's only right. Mine is, Chris. So Ebro, E-Breezy.
But you knew me as Breezy before you became C Breezy. Keep it 100.
Yeah, I had to steal your name, man. 'Cause I was like, I had to make sure I need a go-to name.
I needed a nickname out here.
Yep.
Chris Brown is a dad, guys.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So are you.
Yeah, but I'm 40.
Yeah, it's true.
And Chris Brown, we've seen grow up in front of our eyes, like the good times, the real bad times, and now dad times.
Yeah, dad times.
Dad times.
Perfect time.
Yo, and also, not only are you a dad, but you're firing back at haters now, too. Like, you're not taking the TMZ slander lightly anymore.
It's different. I found it's a different method now. I think for me, it's just, I don't have the luxury of, explaining myself every time, and I shouldn't have to. I feel like they need traffic, and that's cool. It's a business, they need us to keep the traffic and people coming through, watching their sites or subscribing, whatever. I mean, I get the idea now, but it's just like, I feel like if it's something that's going to hinder my path in a positive way, I'd rather adjust the situation and at least let people decide for themselves.
And document it.
Yeah, exactly. We will get a call from them and they will hit my manager or they will hit my lawyers and be like, oh, we heard this story, we're going to drop it tomorrow. Does he want to say anything about it? They're going to run it anyway. So telling me, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, they're going to sit there and make something up, but let me just let the fans know beforehand. So,
I mean, listen, you've given them, let's keep it real, you've given them plenty of business already. You have hooked them up with stories galore.
Yes.
So they owe you one as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Every now and then it's about 3 times that they've said something positive, and I'm like, wow, okay, cool. But most of the time it's gonna be a BS. So I just try to avoid it and not focus on the negativity and just keep moving.
How did you navigate dealing with that house situation?
The house situation?
When the robbery, and then the people who went in the safe and knew the money was there, and
well, no, that was the kind of funny part about it, because I don't have money on me all the time. I keep my money in my accounts. So I wouldn't have a safe full of money and gold, whatever it is. So they kind of came in there blind, and I feel like it might have been an inside job with some people that I hang around that aren't particularly the best, role models of people I should be hanging around. So. This is just a wake-up call. Everything happens for a learning experience, so I had to learn and, kind of, beef my security up around the house and make sure I got everything, protecting my daughter and everything that I have that I love,
I feel like you're pushing into a much more positive place. Like I saw you, like your posts on Instagram, and you particularly, I don't know if you tweeted this last night, but you were talking about all the horrible things that are happening all over the world and how you stand for the black role model, and you said that you own it, and you speak for people who society doesn't give a fuck about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, I know as my platform of music, I have a bigger calling than just singing songs, but even in that, it just starts there. It starts there. I have to sing music, and sometimes I've realized you have to have negative to have a positive, because everything is a learning experience. So being around different people that are bad or being around people that are good, you can take different things from them, but everybody needs love at the end of the day. And I had to kind of sit there and realize that I'm gonna get mad some days, and might spaz, and then the next day I feel like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. But I think the ultimate goal when people do stuff to other people or have different intents, I think it's all love-based, because either they're not getting the love that they want, or they don't feel appreciated or wanted. And I think people in our journey in my life, like me learning, I think people are just trying to find what it is. People don't know what it is. I think we're brainwashed with whatever it is, promotions, television, whatever it is. It brands us to go for the American dream or go for a dream that they're selling us or telling us we're not good enough to get that dream. And so people are labeled in stereotypes, statistics, whatever, and it's all about people learning. Every time we do anything, even this interview, we're learning. You know what I'm saying? Everything we do, we have to learn from it. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not Gandhi or Guru. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mess up on the way, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I'll learn, and that's the only way anybody will learn.
Was you insecure about messing up before?
Of course, you know, I was an adolescent. I was, you know, trying to be the best or trying to do whatever I'm doing. But I think, you know, I kind of had to just sit down and wonder, like, what's the goal? If everything was handed to me like this, then it wouldn't be a struggle or a lesson learned in my life, so I can teach somebody else, or you know, people can be inspired by my story, good or bad. You know.
Mm. Have you taken any interest in politics right now? Like, we're in a situation that's crazy. Over the last week, Donald Trump has said some of the craziest things on earth, including that, you know, Muslim Americans should be registered in a database. And then this week he comes out and says that, you know, the dude from Black Lives Matter who got roughed up at his event, maybe he should have gotten roughed up. And Americans, it's funny, like, for a guy like you who's taken such a bad rap in the American public. Yeah. We have this dude who's basically a racist monster, in my opinion, who's being taken seriously as a candidate. So there's just a lot of, I wonder if you find it ironic, and if you have found a candidate who maybe you think you would support, because a lot of people look up to you.
Well, I mean, I don't get into politics. One, I can't vote. I'm a felon. Number two, it's not up for me to make that decision. I think the people as a whole need to gain a certain level of consciousness and awareness about their situations or other people's situations in the world. And people only care as long as it affects them. Like, you know, even if something happens overseas, you get a couple of people saying, that's not right, that's not right. But the average person is walking around, oh shit, it ain't happened to me, so I'm good as long as I'm not in it. So I think with that, I can't even get into politics because I don't know nothing about it. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say, I don't think he should do this or she should do that. That's not even my lane. So my thing is, I just will encourage people to just wake up, man. I think it's too many other things and goals that we strive to that have no meaning. You know what I'm saying? And only thing we have is this world. We have learning experiences and we have each other. So people might have problems or whatever it is, they'll deal with them accordingly. But I just think people need to be more aware and figure out what they're working in 9-to-5 jobs for, to come home, to go right back to work again, to do the same thing over and over, the repetitive system. What's the actual goal? You know what I'm saying? What is our goal as humans in society? What are we trying to reach? The American dream tell us get a house, get a car, get a wife, pay taxes, you know, do this, and you can live the good life. That's what's good life. That's not a...
It's relative, right?
Yeah. It's not. That's just what when we're born, we're taught to learn certain things. Television, whatever it is, advertisements, all those things are to tell you here, this is how we want you to live and how we want you to focus on stuff. I'm a victim of it too. I like nice things. I like all that stuff. So, but we just have to sit there and really think, like, what is the real purpose here? You know?
Do you since I've known you, you've always been open and talking about like your family and some of their street affiliations, right? Mm-hmm. And when you moved to Los Angeles, you made sure that you gave back to the hood. Even though you aren't from LA, you did a good job of really connecting with people that were, you know, just living that street life, right? And then now, you know, it's kind of become mainstream culture in some regards, people's affiliations, right? To whatever set, gang, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How do you, I know you have people that you care about that live that life, right? But how do you draw a line? Like how now with a daughter, how are you navigating making sure, okay, look, I show love to y'all. I make sure Cats in the Hood is taken care of. I take care of my family members, et cetera, but I'm not living that life. Yeah. Like, how do you draw that line?
Absolutely. And the thing about it, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, he's a gang member now. He does all this stuff. This is what I've been born into. Not saying the gangs. I mean, I was born into poverty. I was born into the bad neighborhoods or whatever it is. So any neighborhood I go, every place in the world has a bad neighborhood, you know? And I think my inspiration, both because I'm not a politician or, you know, mainstream America might say, oh, we don't like Chris Brown or we're not going to let him do certain things. The people that I can identify with are the people who have been doubted, who've been saying, oh, man, I just can't even play basketball or I'm going to be stuck in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So that's a statistic, and that's all mental, you know? There's always a new leader born every day. There's always a new inspiration. There's always something to strive for. I'm not a superhero by any means, but I can identify with a person who has nothing that wants it all. So I want to show, you know, young cats that might even join the gang or whatever the case, that you can make the decision to do whatever you want. You can be around the same guys and say, hey man, I'm not going to do that today.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, and if somebody wants you to go do that for their personal gain, you should already realize that that's not the place you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So as a gang or as whatever it is, it usually drives from fear. You know, fear of being lonely, fear of not having the same people or having a role model in your life, a father or a mother that can show you the way to say, no, this is not what it is. And even if that, kids are hard-headed, so they you know what I'm saying? So they want to go and learn from the streets. They want to go do what they see people doing.
Or that look seems to be cool right now.
Yeah, and you know, so for me, people can say, oh, cool, he's a gang member, he do whatever. No, it's not that. It's just that I identify with them, and I want to show some of the people that I care about that are in that game that, look, you don't have to do that, bro. We can go to the studio, we can go places, girls will like you, and guess what? They ain't gonna say, what set you from? They're not gonna care about that.
At
you know,
all.
so I think the most important thing for me is to be influential and showing people that there's other options, and it's only mental. Everything is mental. You're afraid, you doubt of what's not even happened yet. It's kind of insanity. So I just try to, you know, have the good with the bad. Sometimes you got to go to the negative side to show them that there's other ways so they can go positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you ever have a moment when you saw Bieber making some of his mistakes that you thought, man, I know exactly where this kid is at right now, in terms of him blowing up very young, being forced to make a lot of decisions, and it's easy for people to judge him, but his situation's pretty unique.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody has the good and bad sides. You know, even politicians will have the bad side, or they do something. Oh my God, I can't believe he did it. But for Justin, I don't have a kind of like a roadmap for him. I'm more like he has to learn. I think every decision he'll make, either good or bad, will teach him a lesson in the long run. So, you know, I can't be like, stop, don't do that. Stop, don't do that. That might be his path. You know what I'm saying? That might be what he needs to do to learn. Everybody learns differently and at different times. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what you decide to do with it once you figure out what it is you're here for. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever have anyone in your life during the tough times who was really trying to grab you like by the shoulder and explain it to you, and maybe you just weren't ready to hear it at that time?
Nah, I wouldn't say it like that. You know what I say? I think people say or have an opinion on things once it's convenient for them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, maybe never call, never say, hey man, can I talk to Chris about this? This has really been on my heart, or whatever it is. But you might see him at a party, or you see some person at a party, and they'll be like, hey man, let's talk about this. You need to sit down, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, at the end of the day, some people like to feel entitled and feel like, oh, I told him to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel what I'm saying? So so you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Ultimately, people know right from wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
I was reading earlier today when I knew you were coming, so I was looking up stuff about you. And then, and last time you were here, you were with Tyga. You know, you guys are pretty tight. And there was this one story that I read that said, you know, Chris is giving Tyga the ultimate relationship advice: let go of Kylie and focus on King.
Tell us about that conversation when you told him that.
no, I think that's they probably falsified that.
Yeah. That was loose.
Relationship advice with Chris Brown.
See, one thing I don't like to do is give advice and then look at my situation, and then mine is messed up. So I can't give advice. I can't speak on something I haven't mastered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with him, like I don't even get into the Kylie and him. I just let them do what they do, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know.
You guys, speaking of relationships, do you communicate with Karrueche at all?
Oh no, I'm all right.
Zero.
No.
Moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you when you jumped in, what was Tyson Beckford? You wasn't really gonna put hands on Tyson Beckford.
No, you know what that was me being insecure. I'm be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I was insecure. I was in my feelings because, you know, at the time somebody wasn't giving me the responses that I would like.
Right.
And so I thought I took it upon myself to just be kind of like an asshole. And you know, at the end of the day, I realized, like, bro, you come on, man. Chill out. We don't this is blown out of proportion times 10. And for me, it was just like, I can admit it and say I was insecure. You know what I'm saying? I was just insecure, mad that somebody else was taking a picture with my girl and I wasn't getting to talk to her. So I stuck my chest out a little bit, you know. So it was stupid at the end of the day.
I think at that, I guess we should play Loyal right now, because that kind of goes into what Chris Brown was just talking about. Because I was like, why is this dude going after Karrueche? He's the guy that wrote the song talking about these girls ain't loyal. He know the rules out here. Like, and actually, one last question. She's popping now because of your relationship. Like, she gets money because she was Chris Brown's girl. But I mean, look, she's a beautiful girl, and she went on to turn the situation into a business for herself and a career opportunity for herself. I mean, in some regard, that makes you happy, right? Even though y'all not together.
Yeah, much success, much blessings to her.
Clean, super clean.
Yo, you
Play the
saw that?
song, Ebro. Super clean. My guy's delivering what he needs to
He's
do.
got the lines.
Yo, he's polished today. I'm very impressed.
Let's
Let's
go,
keep it
man.
moving, man.
And musically, Chris, where you have Zero, which is kind of like your pop record right now.
Yeah.
And then what's the one? What is it?
Back to Sleep.
Back to Sleep.
Yeah.
Back
That's
to
just-
Sleep.
don't
is
you love
more
that
your
song,
R&B
Laura?
joint.
Yeah.
Laura, you
No,
into
no,
it?
I do. But besides those two, because I was listening to a couple snippets, I also really enjoyed the one you have with Tiana Taylor, where you sample Adina Howard.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that record.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. I think, and that's for her project. But I'm gonna try to actually get it on my album too, because the song's too big. So I was like, we're gonna have to have an even trade on this song. But yeah, a lot of the songs that I've been doing has just been kind of reflection records. Like, I either talk about stuff in my life, or I talk about where I want to be in my life. You know, so it's just it's a time for this album. It's royalty. You know, obviously my daughter's name, but that's not really the meaning of the album. The album is just where I'm at right now in my life. You know, so and
royalty is where you at right now.
Yeah, and she's the biggest part of my life. So transitioning music and understanding what I want to do with my life is kind of like, it's in the middle now, because I'm shifting from not giving a fuck to, okay, cool, these are the standards and this is the man I want to be.
Yeah, to when you have that child, to now you literally give a fuck.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
absolutely.
now you do give a fuck.
But the life is ill, right? Like, think about, you was talking about earlier on the show, you was just talking about relationships and perfecting relationships. And now you have to, as a dad of a daughter, you have to figure out how to perfect that relationship with a young lady, with a woman, and she's gonna become a woman one day. It's crazy how life works. Like, it throws you that.
Yeah, and I think God gives us kids, as far as girls, us kind of guys, like the dogs almost. Yeah. Gives us kids as a lesson and understanding the appreciation of life and females. So I love it.
What musically right now feels like where pop music, club music, and R&B is going is a perfect space for you, because like all this up-tempo, chop.
But he already won in that zone.
That's what I'm
several
saying.
times. How many pop records you had that had that energy before any of this?
Yeah, I had a lot.
All the way back to the Doublemint, to the Wrigley's commercial, like forever. I mean, you've been doing so. But do you like it? I mean, does it fit well for where you're at right now? Because you could really kill it. Bieber's album right now is in a great space, kind of filling in that lane. Do you like that musically, or are you sort of off that because you did it once before?
I wouldn't say I'm off that. I think I've just changed the gauge of the music that I am doing. So like, I'm able to do this album, and then you hear kind of more R&B with different kind of vibes and different flavors. But if you get the album that's overseas when it comes out, you'll still get some of those vibes, but more, you know.
Those records break bigger in Europe too, by the way. Yeah,
absolutely. So I get to change. You know, the labels gave me the freedom to kind of put a double CD out. Like the domestic album will have more of who I am, and then the other album for everybody else around the world will still have that essence, but the people that love me, like in Dublin, Ireland, and, you know, going to Japan and different places, they can get that type of vibe, because, you know, hip-hop is great and everything else, but I'm giving my core audience, the people that can understand the situations I'm talking about for here, and then over there, the situation they can understand for their kind of music over there.
Was it French Montana's birthday? You made that painting with Chinks and French on it. How long does it take you to turn around one of those pieces of art?
It depends, because I use spray can, and that's a lot faster. But now I started to try different avenues, like with acrylic and brush. One of my best friends, his name is D Cozy. He actually helps me with that. He was showing me more of how to use the brush and everything. So I'm just trying to transition and trying to evolve with different things. And I felt that Chinks was a big part of French's life, you know, and it still hurts him to this day that he's gone. So I just said, let me just do something for him for his birthday. You can't buy anything, you know, for somebody that already has everything. So you have to give something more heartfelt. So I just painted him a picture for him and Chinks.
But I do feel like in the art world, right? Like, you've definitely developed your style. Like, I've seen paintings and I'd be like, that's definitely a Chris Brown painting. And that's big, because, you know, to find someone to be able to identify your work, like a Keith Haring or like a Basquiat, you know right away who the artist is. Do you feel, because you are a celebrity or a star, do you get embraced by other artists that you feel like they like your work because you're Chris Brown, the singer, or they're starting to really embrace you as an artist as well?
No, I just think trends and certain things kind of take seasonal changes. I think certain artists or certain people might be like, "Oh, I'm heavily into art because somebody said it."
Bro, because it's cool.
That's cool.
That's most of us, by the way.
'Cause
Because I don't know shit. I be like, that's the cool thing to have.
Oh, yeah, I need that.
They make fun of me all the time because I go to art shows.
Yeah, and I think people's interpretation of art, this is on like a big scale, whether it's music, whether it's TV, everything. Art is only interpreted by what you think, and everybody has different outlooks and different views on painting. I could go paint a big red X in the middle of a white canvas, and somebody might see it. Oh man, that's a big red X. Or then somebody has their own art class, whatever it is, says, man, that X describes me as the pain and the passion of not going through this. And like it's what you make of it. So I just like painting because I'm able to create a different reality just from scratch instead of making what's on the surface. I can look at a painting and say, hey, I can make anything I want right here. It's like the creating, almost like music. I just love to create.
I want to play another song. I want to play Back to Sleep.
Yeah.
And then let's play Zero, and then I want to come back and have Dad talk.
All right, cool.
We ain't really got to build since we both dads.
Yeah.
Which is kind of bugged out.
Yeah, and I want to hear what Chris Brown does for Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I want to find out what Chris Brown does for Thanksgiving. Like,
well, Rosenberg's got Thanksgiving bars.
Yeah,
like he comes every year with a holiday song, a Thanksgiving song.
I don't want to make.
We could put him under pressure right now. Throw a beat on. He'll come up with a song right now.
I don't want to make him look bad though, because he's a talented artist. He's one of the geniuses of our time.
He's so confident in Thanksgiving bars. I'm telling you right now.
I think he has them. But I would like to hear them though. Let's go.
Chris Brown, when it comes to like rhymes, like you'll do Migos style rapping, or you'll do like different styles of rapping. Is it easy for you, like once the melody's already there? Is that how you write your music? Like you come up with a melody, hum it, then come back with the lyrics, or
when I go in the studio, I just usually like just throw the beat on whatever song I like at that moment, and then I go in the studio and rap it, like, or sing it. I never really write it down. It's kind of like line for line. I just hit a beat and then
do the line over again. It's funny, Ebro, this is the same way that I do my...
You got instrumentals over there?
Oh, you want me to give him an instrumental right now?
Let me see if I can find something. Hang on.
You gonna play one of Rosenberg's?
Yeah, I need them to hear what Rosenberg's working with.
Yeah, I need to hear the skill.
No, I understand.
The skill.
I mean, a lot of people are talking about it these days. Hold on. Maybe one's on YouTube. Do you find one?
Yeah, I think I got something. Hang on. This is what we call, now Chris, this is called the Fedley Wop.
Oh, you're having the Fedley Wop? I mean, this isn't my best though, bro. I mean,
you're not confident? You put it out, you gotta be confident.
Cute. This is for the kids. It was just cute, you know. It wasn't my serious part.
Thanksgiving meal is so fine though. Trying to grab this turkey, hit it from behind slow.
That's right.
Wash it down with some red wine though.
Yeah.
And you can watch the whole meal on my vinyl.
Oh, now wait though. Now wait.
I want to eat turkey again, baby.
For the family, you know what I'm saying?
I know the stain on my shirt, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm one hungry as you, and this turkey's part of my crew. Girl, I wanna share this meal with you. Happy Thanksgiving, babe. I love you. Squad!
You hear that squad? You want that squad?
You know what it is. It's Thanksgiving time. Oh, hell yeah.
This is not good.
Oh, we're gonna do it this time. Yo, pass that cranberry. Squad! My mama's cooking turkey, so I'll eat it. I'm gonna watch the Cowboys take a beating. Uncle Larry brings the salad, what a night. What a jerk. Big up cousin Gene for her casserole. Yo, big you up, Gene.
Last one.
All right.
Trying to find the right instrumental for me.
It's simply the best holiday. Football, family, food. You know how I feel? I feel like squad. Mama, won't you come turkey and smother that?
Yeah, this one sucks, bro. This one sucks.
Yeah, this is bad.
This is the worst one. Oh, the other one was alright. This is shit.
But first off, I'ma start by eating stuff. Some mashed potatoes, no, I am not bluff. And pass me some biscuits and some muff.
All right,
and
Ebro.
some motherfucking pie, it best be pumped.
All right, what should I give this
How
guy?
is Thanksgiving at your home?
At my house, sometimes it differs. If I go to Virginia, it's all the family. But I think I'm gonna be in LA for Thanksgiving. So
So you have something at your house?
I I have my aunts and mom come cook up, so I can go to sleep after they eat.
Does
Pass right out.
do you do royalties? Mom comes like it's all clean, like everybody in the crib, or it's separate?
No, with this situation, it's more of a co-parenting thing.
Got it.
She has her family and I have mine. When I have my daughter, we switch kind of holidays, so and that's how the custody goes. But no, I just keep it. Me and my baby's moms never really had a relationship like that, so I don't want to, get it confused and lost in translation by us, hanging out.
Nah.
That's really not what it is. We both have a common goal, and that's just to raise our daughter, so that's good.
They made the custody thing sound like they always do with you in the news, like it was dramatic drama and a battle for real. I didn't really believe that. Just reading the stories, it never sounded like it was really a battle. It sounded like y'all was figuring out what the terms would be and the agreement. And
yeah, at first I think for me it was just me being able to see my daughter. That's all I wanted. I wanted to be able to have, equal rights. Joint custody. So when I see her, I get a certain time with her. She get a certain time with her. I didn't want to go back and forth with the, I had a baby and you gotta give me all this money per month. And I was like, not if I wanna. If I'm gonna be in my daughter's life, I have no problem with that. But we worked out the terms and everything is good now.
I respect it.
Wait, so has royalty been to Virginia yet or not?
She's been in Virginia like twice.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
And what's your plan this year? Did you say exactly what you're doing this year? You don't know yet.
Yeah,
You're gonna be in LA.
You're in LA.
Yeah,
Doing
I'm in LA.
Oh, lovely warm Thanksgiving. Sounds fantastic.
No, it's still cold out there, but it's not this cold. Like New York.
Cold, Chris. Cold relatively.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's cold in LA.
At nighttime.
It gets cold
At
there.
night. You
It's
gotta
like
put on
50.
You gotta put on a sweater at
30.
night.
It's 30 at night.
Yeah.
He's lying.
No.
He's making that up.
You're a
No,
liar.
man.
Push the DJ Khaled button.
I'm gonna have the temperature meter next time on Instagram and say,
There
I
you
told
go.
you it was
Told
cold
you it was
out here."
30 out here.
Is somebody gonna come to your house with a patty pie?
A patty pie.
Patty LaBelle's pie.
the
Patty pie. You haven't had the patty pie?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I haven't had it yet, but I saw the vines and Instagrams. It looks pretty fun.
Chris, what do you say the most essential? We've been arguing about this nonstop. What are besides turkey, rule turkey out? What's most essential to Thanksgiving dinner in your opinion?
For me, yams,
Yes. What else?
corn pudding for me.
Okay. Interesting twist.
How do you feel about stuffing?
Nah.
Not a big stuffing guy.
I'm not, and I hate when they stuff it inside of the
Oh
turkey.
my God!
See, someone else said that too.
Me and you said that's what we love.
I like it in the turkey.
on.
Delicious. What about mashed potatoes?
Yeah, perfect.
Mac
Thank you.
and cheese.
But it gotta be the lumpy mashed potatoes.
That's right.
Like with you like the peel still in, like it's homemade.
Yeah, I like that.
That's clean.
And
Mac
what
and
about
cheese?
Yeah, mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, of course. Everything that since I like mac and cheese. What don't I like? I don't like beets. Like you ever have
What are
somebody
greens?
Greens cool, not collard greens though. I don't want my house smelling like shit.
No, you
Chris
think
Brown hates collard green.
Chitlin smells like shit.
Well,
Chitlins is shit.
whatever the shit smell is, I don't want that.
It's a simple way of looking at food in general.
Whatever
If it
smells like shit.
just I prefer not.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Look, Chris, do we have any new music off the album? All we have is them 2 records, right? Zero and Back to Sleep.
Yeah, as of right now, but we got a lot of records coming though, so
And when's the official album drop? What's that?
The official album drops December 18th.
Do you feel, because you've written a lot of music for a lot of people, you got Tinashe records, you give Seven has records, Tiana Taylor has records, Chris Brown as a songwriter and featuring on these other artists, do you feel like that takes away from your music or helps, or you don't care, it doesn't matter, your fans just want Chris Brown?
Some people say, oh man, you're doing too many songs, you're oversaturating the market, whatever. It can help or it can hinder. I think I'm just trying to, be the best at what I do. So I think if anybody comes with a record, okay, cool, I'll get on it. And if it's a hot record, I think I like the record. And I think I do so much music, like in the studio by myself, that it's just like, I want people to hear it and hear it. So I just try to get on every record. If it's the top 40, I want to be on 38 songs out of the top 40.
It's funny though. That's what Jadakiss told us the other day. Like Jadakiss was saying, he doesn't like how in hip hop, artists don't like just collaborating. He was like, you don't have to be the #1 rapper on earth for me to get on a song with you if the song's good, and that people don't like to share enough. Whereas in other genres, people have a tendency to just want to collaborate because that's something artists do.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the person. I think our culture and how hip hop is, it's been so much, it's competition. Like the world, even with me, I still think the same thing, but we're kind of brainwashed to think that there's only first place. Anything else after first place is nothing. Like, you know, and I think people strive for those goals and they're disappointed once they don't get to first place. And that's not really kind of the thing. I think everybody has their place. It's just the talent and how they go about it. So I think people could be, hey, it might be somebody that doesn't like somebody's music and then the other one doesn't like it. But guess what? That record has been #1 for the last 5 weeks. So it's just doing, you know, relationships and people stepping outside of their ego to be able to work with people. You know, I'm a guy who gets on, you know, damn near every song with anybody. Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, you know, people that don't put out music all the time now like they used to. So it's like, I'm gonna get on the record for y'all. I don't care. You know, a hit is a hit to me. I don't think it has to have a face. You know.
Yeah, that's a very interesting way of putting it. That's the thing. And also right now, in your position, do you even have to think about like the #1 slot? I mean, I guess in R&B, there's a few people who are really big. I don't know who I'd point at as ever being bigger than you. But if you had a time where you or Usher or Trey or, you know, having your season,
They collab though. All of them
that's what I'm
jump on the
saying.
record.
Do you
together.
care? Like your position's so solidified.
That's a good question, man. Because you know what, it was a lot of more competition when it was 2005, 2006, when I was, you know, doing the parade out here, and you know we was like in New York heavy.
Yeah.
Because it was fun, you know, being 15 and 16. Around that time, you had like Neo coming out, Tierra Marie, I think, Keisha Cole, Rihanna. It was so many people that came out, but it was like everybody learning. But it was like competition. Like we do all these radio shows and it's like, oh man, this is fun. Friendly competition, we get to have fun. It's no more that now because, you know, I think it's new artists that'll come out, they'll do what they do, and then the bigger artists that have been around like me are kind of used to it, and it's really nothing to strive for. It's just basically, okay, let's sell this product, let's sell this product, let's sell this product. So the camaraderie and the competitiveness in the game is kind of shifted. You know, it's not really trying to even give other people a chance. It's like, whatever, cool, I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's great, but you know, it's not as competitive as it was before.
Do you still catch roadblocks? Like, are there radio stations that won't have you up, or magazines that won't interview you, or like, do you still feel like you're building back as Chris Brown? Because it's been years that I've watched you and we've had the conversation several times. I'm like, yo, just keep making them records, keep building, keep building. You're gonna get back to your slot.
Yeah, I had to kind of sit down and really think about who is my core audience and the people who listen to my music, and I just have to face the fact that some people in higher places or that have those doors to open for me, they don't want to open the doors, and I can't sit there and be mad at them or be like, man, my career. I just have to focus on the people that do matter and do count, and then just focus on that. At the end of the day, if I go around trying to please everybody that doesn't like me, then I'm not being true to myself. And I think people as a whole, in general, try to do that on a day-to-day. They try to get the nice cars. They try to do stuff so they can feel appreciated or accepted by people. And, you know, once you realize that some people just aren't going to accept you, you just have to face it and live your life, and then, you know, cherish the people who do care.
Chris Brown. I think we kind of covered everything.
Yeah.
We didn't fall for the troll. What was it?
What y'all?
But here it comes.
No. It was the thing about you being addicted. Remember we was on there talking about it, and it was Chris Brown's addicted. We was like,
Oh yeah, because he had a cup in his hand.
because he had a styrofoam cup in his hand.
So a cup means I'm addicted. That's the funny part. But sometimes you don't need to give people what they want you to say. Even if I responded or said anything, it was just like, oh, he said this. No, people want to say something. You know, I've been able to stay under the radar unless I want you to see what I'm doing. You know, I've been able to stay out of the way, be a dad, and, you know, focus on different things and not worry about the media. You know, not try to do stuff for the media. Let me show up here so I can get the good look on press. So let me do this. I do it for me, you know, and if it doesn't benefit my life, it's cool. And I also understand that, you know, certain blogs or certain forms of yellow journalism have to do that. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Say yellow journalism. This guy's getting good.
He's out here working.
Good, this guy.
But I think it's more of it's on a bigger scale. You know, I think the main thing, like I said, the main thing within hatred and outcasting and doing different things is based off of somebody else's fear. If people are afraid of what they don't understand, whether it be, you know, religion, whether it be us, whether it be being a black man or being anything, they don't want to fall out of their conformity. They want to stay in their box. I'm with everybody else. Well, I personally think God didn't make us to be with the crowd. You know, I think people are individual. They have different features, different everything, because that's their path. You know, they can intertwine with paths with other people, but that's solely for them to learn. Everybody else learning from somebody or understanding something, it's a learning process. So instead of trying to either separate or get rid of certain type of people or not deal with it, it's only because of their insecurity or their fear that they have.
What does Chris Brown? Let's have a quick dad talk.
Yeah.
What does Chris Brown like about being a dad, and what does Chris Brown not like, or what have you found difficult about being a father?
The difficult part kind of was me overthinking the situation. I'm like, am I gonna be a good dad? Am I gonna have, am I gonna know how to change diapers? Am I gonna be able to stay up? Am I gonna be able to do this? Like, so I think it's just the fear within myself of not knowing if I could accomplish that goal to teach another young lady, how to be a woman and actually respect herself and different things like that. So with me, it's almost like music too. So, the first time I ever did a show, I was out here and I was petrified to get on stage. I never got on stage. I said, I just want to shoot music videos and stay inside. I don't have to be on stage. But then, management told me, hey, this is what you do. This is how you get those music videos, and this is how you do that. So I think mentally it's just a challenge for yourself that you kind of got to overcome. And I think my daughter is wonderful. She's gorgeous. So I said, you know what? Let me at least do the right things for her. I can't be perfect, but she's helping me to shape my decisions and my actual consciousness.
Keeping you focused too, right?
Absolutely.
You find yourself cutting nights short, like, yo, I got to get up in the morning later. I'm going to get some sleep real quick.
Oh, yeah. I usually, when I have her, it's kind of in the house, or we're going to do daytime activities. And then when she goes back, to her mom, then we can turn up. We can be adults and do what we want to do. But when she's there, we have to, have a certain level of respect and act like an adult.
Yeah, ain't no partying in
Nah, yeah, ain't no partying. They can't party. Yeah.
I know she's tiny, but do you feel like she understands certain things that she's starting to notice that you get extra attention?
Yeah, every day. Like, she's starting to learn how to talk and say what she don't want. No,
How old is she now?
She's a year and a half.
So what? Was that 18 months?
There you go, Ebro.
About 18
That's
months.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's right at Izzy's age. I don't know year and a half. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like 18 months, 2 years.
yeah.
Just for moving forward here, it'll just be a year and a half. Will be 18 months.
She's walking, doing all that, pointing, saying what she wants, all that.
Yep, running, dancing, everything, singing.
So she could rock a beat yet?
Yeah,
Because Izzy could rock a little beat. She got a little click beat. She could do like her own little hand clap, little click beat.
My daughter does one of these, and then she try to hit the corn, so you put her hand like right here. It's because we always dance in front of her, and we always have music playing, so she always knows it. When the songs at my shows, I'll have her in like the front of stage with the headphones on, and she'll just be staring. And then after that, when the song is done, she start clapping with everybody. I brought her on stage one time, and she was like not trying to leave the stage. Like, I thought she would be nervous. She just looked at everybody on stage, and then I gave her back down to my mom. She started crying like, no.
You want to just be up there. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so she got a little bit of the daddy genes.
So did you had she already seen like your videos? You ever pull the videos up on YouTube and let her see what dad does?
You know what it is? It's crazy because she associates music and dancing with me. So do a
lot of people. She's like a lot of other people.
So if my mom starts playing music in the house or if I throw on music and she's like standing somewhere else, she'll be like, Daddy, like when she hear the music, and then she'll start dancing. So that's kind of crazy. It's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Chris Brown's his name.
We have
he's
one
got
last
an
question,
album
bro.
coming. What?
Very important.
What?
Did you see Cam Newton's dab last week, and do you respect his dance moves?
His dab?
Yeah, did you see Cam Newton's dab in the end zone? It was a lot of controversy.
It was the dumbest thing I ever seen in controversial thing I've ever seen.
It's the dumbest controversy in history, but I thought
dumb.
it was actually but from a separate dancing standpoint, as far as football players go, pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, he did this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was clean, and then, he does his Superman joint, but he actually hit the jump man with it. He did the whole back.
I mean, for me,
people caught feelings too.
No, but you know what it is? I like the fact that these guys, because these guys are like around my age, so mentally I can understand, okay, we still kids at heart. So all of those things, it just makes the game better for me. Like, I think when kids are out there watching football with their pops or whatever, and just really like, okay, cool, they can get a sense that it's fun. You know what I'm saying? People are enjoying their job, and it shows positivity. So I like all of, even, you know, from this is happened from the beginning of football. You know, you got Deion Sanders, you got all these people who had their certain dance moves, even
Mickey Shuffle and all that.
Yeah, Ray Lewis, like, you know, you have certain things that they would do that kind of solidify them and what they do. So that's just a dope part of identity that people are getting when they go in the end zone if they win. It's fun.
Do you root for any? Do you have any teams in any sport that you're like hardcore about, or are you just more casual?
You know what it is? It's just I respect the '90s era of NBA when they let them play, when it wasn't all about flops. You know,
the defense was a little bit harder.
Yeah, and you could talk trash. That's the game. Like, I think people are so sensitive now. I think people need to. It's a grown sport. Like, it's a very tough sport. So it's like, shoot, talk some shit. You know, say something. If you block it, get that shit out here. Well, you know what I'm saying? If you grab it, you can't guard me, whatever. You know, you should be able to say that, because, you know, it's makes the game that much interesting.
Cats are saying they can guard you now, though. Y'all know Chris is nice. He's nice.
I mean, I know he plays basketball.
He but the word, you know,
the word
in the industry. The industry word is Chris.
Who's better? You and Bieber played each other?
You know what? No, never.
Because Justin's pretty nice too. Supposedly,
we played at a gym. I think he was 14 or 15 at the time, and I just took him to one of the gyms to play with us. I mean, he's nice, he's left-handed, and that's dope. But I'm pretty okay on the basketball court.
And also importantly, are you? I know you can Millie Rock on any block, but will you Millie Rock on every block? I believe there's a difference.
That's funny. Yeah, I wouldn't Millie Rock on every block.
Not every block. Like, there's some blocks where, yeah, you would do it. You're not scared to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it here.
But you know what? It probably would be accepted. If
the Millie Rock is universally accepted. There's no beef.
No, there's no beef. I'm saying if you would do the Millie Rock, you said on any block. Like, you go to any
block.
Especially you, Rosenberg. If you go to any block, anywhere, it could be the most gangster's block, and you start Millie rocking, I think everybody would like it. They'd be like, "Hey man, you getting it in?
Look at Rosenberg."
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yo, Chris, it's always good to see you.
Thank you, guys.
Before we let you out of here, will you ever have a public relationship again?
A public relationship?
I don't know if he can help it.
I mean, he can help it if he wants.
I mean, for me, I think that's a good question, because I'm thinking, I would never think that. I think for me, a public relationship is only good for certain things. That's only good for people to get, for people's approval, and that's not what I'm like trying to do. I'm not going to get with a girl just because the society says, "Oh, look how cute they look," and that's what it is. That's cliche, because you're gonna be living. If you live for society's rule, you'll be miserable for the rest of your life. So I think if I ever were to, like, you really settle down and focus on a relationship with another female, it would be certain things she would have to be able to understand. My daughter comes first, you know, and my career comes second. So the relationship part, she will have to be stable and secure enough within herself to be like, okay, cool, we know the common goal. This person loves me, and I don't need to get Instagram followers, and I don't need to, you know, get a candid shot with this person just to prove that I'm affectionate or whatever it is. You know, I think for me, people get more confused into my personal life rather than listening to the talent and what my music is saying. You know, so I'd rather focus on my music. My daughter is in my life. I'm proud. I'm a proud dad, so I will always take pictures with her, be around with her. But that's just my love for my daughter. You know, I think my music is actually what I'm selling and what I'm trying to inspire people with.
Would you, if you could have helped it, would you have kept your daughter out of the spotlight? Because it kind of came up on you, like it was up on you, and then it was like, this is Chris's daughter, and the mom had kind of put it out there, and you kind of had to work with it.
No, I wouldn't, because it's something I'm proud of as far as my daughter. I wouldn't keep her hidden, or don't let her see my baby. No. I would just definitely, you know, right now that's the good part about it, because she knows that I do music and type of things like that. So I'm giving her the option to be whatever she wants to be. I think parents, family members, friends, they put limitations on other people because of their limitations. You know, and I think, and I always say, people want to see you do good as long as you just don't do better than them. You know what I'm saying? So Like, I think I want to give her the opportunity to follow her light and her path, or what she does. You know, she can get the tools from me, dancing, painting, whatever it is, singing. But if she comes to me one day and say, Dad, I want to be a pediatrician, I want to do this. Oh, fine, baby, that's what you want to do? Go ahead. You know, so I'm not forcing the celebrity down, you know, her throat. I'm not like, you're going to be a celebrity, you're going to be a celebrity, you're going to sing. No, I'm just showing you the world, and I want you to be able to be humble within the blessings you have, you know, be able to say, oh, cool, I got money, but that's not what I'm talking about. I actually have, I empathize with people, and, you know, I feel for certain things, and I'm a human. And my dad has the money, but and I have the money, but it's not gonna change who I am, you know.
Chris Brown, we left anything out? You know I like to make sure bases covered.
Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, we got to let the man go have Thanksgiving, bro. You're gonna pass through the holidays and miss the whole holiday.
I never see him. I can't find him.
It hasn't been that long. It's been like a year.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
These guys had a daughter. You know what I mean? He broke up with a girl. She got her own career. There's a lot going on.
You should reach out to him
He went on
sometime.
tour again. He got another album.
Yeah.
I know. No, listen, I know. And I'm glad we caught up. I really like seeing him.
Yo, give it up for Chris Brown. Chris Brown.
Thank you, guys.